This is a public service announcement brought to you in part by
Nexus Fantasy Football League.
The NFFL Fantasy Football League.
We did it for the glory, only the glory. We live and die the story, it's our story, all for the glory.
Welcome to week 1 of the 12 teams in 12 weeks on the Nexus Fantasy Football League.
2013, we in here, baby. Let's start it all.
Season 2 is in the house. We're starting right now. Everybody's going to get focused on fantasy football right off the bat because we're going to discuss something today a little different. We're going to discuss teams and what we feel that is going to happen to them. We're going to talk about the past. We're going to talk about the future, and we're going to say what we think. I got to my left right here, the Funky Code. Wait,
We have a change.
he has a change.
We are now the funkier.
He's funkier now. He's going to get funky this year, as he always pronounces it. And of course, to my right, I have used to be the undefeated Dirty Sanchez, and then she was no longer undefeated, became Dirty Sanchez, but no longer is she Dirty Sanchez. She is now
Mrs. Rogers.
Mrs. Rogers. Put 2 and 2 together, and what do you know?
What can I say? I'm in love.
She's in love with Mr. Rogers. Feeds the fish.
Not that one.
Oh,
No, the other guy.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
I mean, this is fantasy football.
Mrs. Rogers. And of course, you all know me. I'm the commissioner. The smooth effect himself. But today we're not talking about the funkier comedies. We're not talking about Mrs. Rogers. We're not talking about the smooth effect himself. Today we're discussing someone we all know. We all like him. He's a little weird. He's got a little catchphrase.
Right.
Anybody know that catchphrase?
Trees.
The Trees, or AK, he's now known as Russell Treeson. If anybody wants to know why he's known as Russell Treeson, because when RG Trees, as he was last year, as RG3 was facing against Russell Wilson in the playoffs, me and Mark made a bet that if Russell Wilson wins, he now has to become Russell Treeson. And the Redskins lost to the Seattle, so he is now Russell Treeson, but he's still known as the Trees to us.
Yes.
So let's just give a little discussion about this. Let's first remember that last year, the Trees was actually in the playoffs due to a situation with the Bone Crushers. I got to say the Bone Crushers this time. It was very happy.
Yes, it was a bit of a
R.I.P.
controversy, but
Oh, I know more Bone Crushers.
we'll move on. Bone Crushers.
He got
They've
his,
done
he
so.
got his bones crushed, or I can't say no more. I'm really excited when I say the Bone Crushers.
No more. It's dust in the wind.
No, it's going to be an award, so I can say it. And he made the playoffs, and his record last year was 6-7, so he was under 500. And we have 2 people here who were over 500. Okay, we had 11-2 from the Dirty Sanchez.
Brushing the shoulders off.
That's right. We had 8-5 from the Funky Comedians, and if you guys actually clearly remember, they won. They had the bye weeks.
Yes, we did.
1-2. This man made it to the finals, but he lost.
Shut up. All right, what? Oh, yeah.
He lost.
It's alright, I lost too.
To Ryan makes comeback. But we're not talking about that. We're going to discuss. We have to discuss the Trees, Russell Treeson. So let's first start off simple. Let's get your opinions on how Mark did last year. Let's start with the funkier Medina's, Mr. Ryan Antoine.
Well, honestly, I really did fear this man. I mean, he came in as one of the favorites. He knew what he was talking about. He knew what he was doing, and from draft day, I was worried about him because everything he said was sleepers. Every pick in his draft was all about the sleepers. Watch, they're going to step up. They're going to do big. And when the season came, some did well, some just completely dropped off to the point where they weren't even on his lineup anymore. And he struggled, and the sleepers that he did have, when they did step up, he didn't use them. Doug Martin in particular. I mean,
I remember the Doug Martin scandal. That's what we call it, the Doug Martin scandal.
Yes, the Doug Martin scandal. This is how it goes. Well, what we did was this man ran like a beast and scored 48 points, and probably was more. Every minute you just saw touchdown. And when we looked at Mark in his lineup, where was Doug Martin? On his freaking bench. and he lost that week. So you would think that you see the man produce that week, that you would put him on your lineup for the next week, but no, he didn't. He still kept the man off his bench. The man had another crazy week, and Mark lost again, which honestly led to a little streak of him losing. Badly, man. Trust your sleepers when they produce, because when you don't, they don't do anything. And don't even let me mention this man starting Andrew Luck for some games. If you had Aaron Rodgers, the only reason why you should have had Andrew Luck was to replace Aaron Rodgers during his bye. But something in your head said, let me start Andrew Luck over Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what the matchups were. I don't care what looked good on paper. It's Aaron freaking Rodgers. The man that scored like 6 touchdowns in week 3, giving you 50-something points against me, which is still lost. But man, terrible, terrible. I'm done.
Okay, well, that was interesting. Mrs. Rogers, he had, in fact, Aaron Rodgers. What did you think of Mark from last year?
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I kind of agree and disagree with you, Alex. I agree he did play up to sleepers. Didn't really work out for him. I think it worked out better for me. But what I disagree with is I never saw him as a threat. Even from draft day, he got Aaron Rodgers, and that's about it.
Really?
I never saw him as a
The
threat.
chick went undefeated for
Never.
9 straight weeks. Of course she didn't see him as a threat, because she was whooping
Even
everybody's ass.
even before that, I
Yes.
just was not scared. I just did not care about that week. I knew I was going to win. I never saw him as a threat, and when he was in the playoffs, he just did. It did not even bother me.
I went on based on his football knowledge and the fact that he was in 2 other leagues, which he claimed to be doing well in.
Except for this one.
Which we have no proof. Can you see the proof?
He won.
Exactly.
He won.
Let's see the proof.
All right, you won one. All right, bro. La-di-da. But you didn't win this one.
Nope.
So something tells me about you.
And this one counts.
This one is the one that matters. This is the one you should have had stepped the game in. And by the end of the season, he wasn't a threat. I'll give you that. I'm just talking about going in with never seeing him play. But over time, I saw his decisions weren't that great. So then his draft stock just dropped slowly. So by the time he did make the playoffs, I said, all right, he's one and done. And was he one and done?
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was. One and done. Deuces.
Wow. Well, that was really interesting. But since we brought up sleepers, we know Mark is known as the sleeper guy. He likes to smoke and get his sleepers. Do you feel that Mark this year will, in fact, go after sleepers?
Yes.
Yeah, he won't change.
Anybody should.
He won't change.
But Mark's main thing, if you remember when Mark showed up to the draft with his loose leaf paper,
Yeah,
he had a list of sleepers.
And he will do it again.
His number one sleeper, I gotta say, is that the rookie that was drafted for the Rams. Don't be surprised if he tries to draft that guy first.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't even know his name. Should I research
Draft him
on that?
first.
No, not first. Like one of his first.
Oh, sleepers.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sleepers.
Alright.
And when we all look at him and say, "What?" He's like, "Sleepers. Don't worry about it." And that's the whole thing he was telling us last season in the draft. Every name he would mention, we give him a look like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry. They're gonna do good." No, they didn't. Half those people ended up off your bench and off your lineup.
He traded a lot
He
of them.
traded.
Yeah, remember he drafted Pierre Garçon, sleeper. Tom, this is going to be a sleeper right
And
here.
what did he do?
You had him.
He did good for me for one game, and I knew to say put him to the side, which kind of sucked for me.
Doug Martin was a sleeper.
And then why he paid up? But guess what? You know where he was? On the freaking bench for 2 weeks in a row. Made no sense to me. It made no sense.
Well, since we discussed the sleepers came from the draft, what are your ideas in Mark's drafting? Do you think Mark could put together a decent team for 2013 going into 14?
Oh, of course. I mean, with the amount of sleepers and people last year that stepped their game up, I see him. He'll do because he seems to strike me as a guy who, even though he looks stupid, he knows how to research. So I do think he'll research well, and he will pick what you call the backbone of his lineup. I don't think he'll go big on superstars, but he'll pick producers.
Depends on the draft order as well.
Yeah, so but like even the draft order stuff is most people are thinking let's get the stars, let's get the top 5, top whatever, top 10. But him, I see him as someone that's gonna pick people that will just steadily contribute points because stars can be either way. They can have bad games as well. But
So can sleepers.
consistency.
Okay, so let's say Mark gets the first round pick. From both your standpoint, who does Mark think?
And not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he'll take Rodgers again.
Think so?
I think he'll take Rodgers.
So you're saying
Anyone
Mark
will
could
take
go
Rodgers.
with a QB for the first round
Yeah,
pick?
he'll definitely take Rodgers.
Actually, yeah. Last year he did the same thing.
He'll take.
Well, that was because your sister took Eli Manning before him.
True.
He'll take Rodgers.
He'll take a QB.
He'll take definitely
Mhm.
a QB. I'm good. Like when Rodgers was good, so he'll pick a solid, steady contributor, not a big superstar. Like not one of these new guys, like the Kaepernick, Wilson, RG3. Even if he's good the first week, he'll pick someone who's steady, who you know will have 25 points easy.
Okay, that seems really interesting.
Yeah.
Now let's get into some trash talk videos. Here's my question: does Mark make a trash talk video this year?
He better.
He has to.
He does have to. It is a rule, but
Nah, he didn't really do anything.
no, he
No.
didn't do one. But if you see Mark making a trash talk video, what do you see Mark doing?
He'll be high off his mind. I know that
He
much.
Blunts will be involved.
Yes, he will be mellow as fuck. Mellow as fuck. He won't even know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, yo.
He should be blabbing about
Yeah,
shit.
he'll just go drone on and on, talking shit like, yeah, you fucking suck. I can't wait to beat you this week. Your team is garbage. Let's look at you. Like, yeah,
The
he'll
end.
drone on and on, but yeah, that's why I see.
That's it.
Creativity, I don't see it.
No.
Unless he reaches one of the top dogs. Yeah, but other than that, yeah.
So, Mark, you hear that? They believe you have no creativity.
None whatsoever.
They say that your video is going to be plain, high, and boring. So now it's your job to
Step
prove
the
them
fuck
wrong and step up. Obviously,
Step
you know
the
you
fuck up.
have. Excuse me, step the fuck up
Yes.
and get your ass into make a good video. So we'll see what happens with that. Now the final question of the video. It's pretty simple, straightforward, and I'd like to know the answer and why you feel this way. We'll start with Mrs. Rogers over here. Contender or pretender?
Pretender.
Why?
I was never scared of you. I'm sorry. And I don't think I ever will be. Even if you draft Aaron Rodgers. I will trade you for him, though. But pretender, definitely.
Pretender, okay.
He doesn't have it.
Mr. Funk.
You are just so disrespectful. This man is a contender. And like I said, the man has the strong IQ. He actually thinks when he thinks. He came with a loose leaf paper. I just came in my iPod and just looked at the top 10. Even though I'm not that was my first year. I see this man as a steady contributor. He'll look for people that'll bring consistency to his team. That even if one of his top people have a bad day, he'll be able to replace him. I see him as a contender. Not a top contender, but a contender nonetheless that knows what the hell he's doing and will able to adjust in case shit goes wrong. Because, like they say, like I've always said, you've seen it in my videos, I say, any given Sunday. But for him, he looks like someone that can prepare for any given Sunday. I give him a contender.
Okay, so then from 1 to 12, what place does Mark end up in when the season's over?
Oh, and that's in like ranking?
In ranking. Remember, 6 people make the playoffs, so if you put him in the top 6, he's making the playoffs.
I'll give him a 5.
So you're saying Mark's going to get 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make one thing clear. I'm not hating on the trees at all. I'm not. I'm really not hating. I'll give him a 7.
Ooh, so disrespectful.
People are gonna go hard this year. I don't
gotta
think
say,
he will go that hard.
Oh, so disrespectful.
Well, Mark, looks like you have a little bit to prove this year, it seems.
Yes, please prove me wrong.
Because the person that was number 1 last year thinks you're just garbage.
No. I don't think Trees is garbage. I really don't.
She's pretty much
I
saying
don't.
that she
I
can
don't.
take the
He's
trees,
not the worst guy
burn
here.
them to a crisp.
No. He's not the worst guy in this league.
I wouldn't say he's the worst guy, but you're saying he wouldn't even make the
I
playoffs.
don't think you're trash.
He's better than middle of the road. He is a contender. He'll consistently produce. He's 5. Because you know the reason why I put him 5, especially with the new people I see come in who knows their shit. I gotta put him 5.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
And this is also based off what he did last year. So if he does step it up, of course he'll go higher. But I'm basing it off what last year, of what he did last year, what his potential is here.
Now, when you say he's going to get higher, do you mean that to raise up in ranking, or he's just going to
Yeah,
smoke
he-
himself to it. He's just too
I
high.
believe that if he lives up to his potential as a coach and a general manager, yeah, he'll raise up. But if he's still like he did last year, in this league, I don't care about your other leagues; they don't exist to me as far as I'm saying. But in this league, if he's the same, if he puts him up like he did last year, he's gonna drop low. If he lives his potential, he'll go higher than a 5. But right now, between last year and what he's capable of, I'm giving him a 5.
Okay. Very interesting. Opinions do matter in this league, as you can see. Now, my final question. How high will Mark be this season?
Lays out of his mind.
Agreed.
Well, there you
Just
have
like
it.
last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Except he's making a video this time.
And he's going to be stoned.
Hmm.
So, there you have it. This is week 1. 12 teams in 12 weeks. Next week, we got a new team coming up. What do you think we should do next week? Any
That'd be a
ideas?
surprise.
Yeah, why don't we let it be a surprise? So, we're signing off right now. We got, again, the funky Erico Martinez, Mrs. Rogers. I am the smooth effect, the commissioner himself. Let's end this the way it should be ended, since it's about the trees. And we'll just say it, and then we'll end it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So let's count it down. We'll count it down to 3, 2, 1. Trees!